Happy Saturday, Florida. You are watching The Connect Show. Help me welcome Dr. Alexandra Stockwell. She is the relationship and intimacy coach, often dubbed the intimacy doctor, and she helps couples bring all of who they are into a relationship. We are so happy that you are here, Dr. Alexandra. Speak more about who you are and everything that you do that is so important.
Okay, well, I am so excited to be here. I love the chemistry. The three of you really model what it feels like to have a dynamic, juicy relationship. And many people are actually able to do that at work. But going home, not so much. So I've been married for 25 years. And when I first got married, I never dreamed I'd be married for 25 years. My parents were divorced when I was young, my husband's parents. And so what I have learned is that if I hold back, and this is true of the hundreds of clients I've coached as well, if we as women hold back during the day and we don't speak up and we have Chinese food when we want Italian and we're like, okay, and just like ignore something because it's not worth the fuss, we don't have some switch to flip so that when we go to the bedroom, we can be fully expressed and present. If we are in the habit of compromising in the day-to-day, then we have a life of intimacy full of compromise as well.
Doc, and I'm glad you're talking about this, because for a long time it was intimacy is always related and only to sex, when that is not the truth. So I'm happy we're having this conversation, but I kind of want to switch back to really you. Was there a personal experience that you went through that really sparked this career that you are comfortable talking about?
Absolutely. So I had a small holistic medical practice north of Boston. I was in my mid-30s. I was married. I had 3 of my 4 children. I paid off my medical school loans. I lived in a beautiful home. And I thought life should be good. I had worked hard and I had checked all the boxes.
Nice.
But inside, it was just not as satisfying as I thought. It was like I did everything I was supposed to do, but I didn't feel the way I wanted to feel. And so I set about figuring that out. I took a dance class, I took an art class, and eventually I realized I wanted to master my own sensuality and sexuality and just learn how to be passionate while changing diapers and making dinner for my family and, you know, raking leaves. Like, I didn't want to just compartmentalize the fun to Saturday night for 2 hours. I wanted 7 days a week. Why not?
And this is something that we overlook easily. We think, oh, it's all that lingerie, right? Or I need to book a hotel and have some champagne, where it's just this emotional intimacy. Because what I got from your book also, you can see the cover behind you, Uncompromising Intimacy.
And here it is. It's not that big. It's very
you get through it in a couple of nights for sure. But one thing I learned from you as well, Alexandra, is that 90% of couples conversations are logistics driven. Who's picking up the kids, what's for dinner, etc. And when you say, curious, you're asking questions like, what was the best birthday you ever had? What does it feel like when you go to see your parents? Like, whatever it is, just curiosity. Am I right?
Yes. Like, if you could have dinner with any celebrity, who would it be and what would you ask them? Things that the questions can be playful. They can be very personal about fantasies, but they also can be relatively benign and easy to include in the culture of any relationship. Just something you haven't asked before or you haven't asked in 10 years, because the answer will be different.
Oh, this is so good. So where can people find your book? And I mean, I'm like running, not walking right now to get myself a copy right now. I'm a new mom and I just moved into a new home. So there's a lot of logistics happening, if you catch my drift. So I'm like on speed dial getting your book.
Okay, well, I love that, because really, I just want to say that having a fantastic relationship is a totally learnable skill. And the main thing is we lack education, which is why I wrote my book. It's available on Amazon, Kindle, and paperback, and also Audible.
So beautiful. And Doc, I have to say before I ask you this question, your voice is so pleasant. So I hope to be able to communicate that when I have my husband. Like you say it so nicely, it makes you want to listen to what you're saying. I like it. So let me try your way. Okay, Doc, talk to me. If people want a coaching session, how can they get in touch with you?
Well, let me tell you that I just want to answer anything you ask me that way. But this is what you asked. The answer is a good place to start is my website, alexandrastockwell.com. And I'm on Facebook. I have a Facebook page, Facebook group, The Intimate Marriage. And really, if you want private coaching, check out my website.
And also you have a podcast, the Marriage Podcast, on all platforms as well. So make sure you check that out. Thank you so much for joining us today, Dr. Alexandra Stockwell.
Thank you, ladies.
Bye-bye for now.